Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your weekly morning show where we bring you the latest and everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about the major corrective movement that has been occurring on Bitcoin over just the last several days. As you know, Bitcoin has been in a correction since about March the 13th. And over the course of the last 35 or so days, Bitcoin has dropped considerably. Currently, we are sitting around $61,700 after going through a major corrective movement starting last week, mainly leading into last weekend, around the time that an Iranian attack came into Israeli airspace in the form of drones and missiles. We've seen a major drop on the U.S. stock market at the same time, and so overall, markets around the world are in a state of turmoil is too strong, but fear is too weak, somewhere in a state of uncertainty, fear, doubt, FUD. They're going through a correction. And all of that is kind of the backdrop of what we're going to be talking about today, about how we can actually build wealth in this corrective movement. As you know, it is not so much about timing the market that creates wealth, although there are plenty of times that wealth has been greatly made by timing the market. Normally, though, you're getting lucky with the timing. So what we want to do is we want to be opportunistic with the opportunities around us. And there are some great opportunities presenting themselves today. So today we're going to be talking about how to take advantage of those opportunities and make the most of them as we move forward here in the year of 2024. All right, let's go ahead and read some chat. Chris Moe said, "Partay, welcome to stream." Thank you so much. Paul Torelli's in chat. Stephen Alexander as well. Philly Skills 1428. Claire Sabah. Alex Nibo. Philly Skills 1428 again. Crypto Mini Bike. Thomas DeSuler. Official Samurai Zach. Triple Threat Gaming. David Mastro Giacomo is in chat. Cool name. Crypto Hammer. Dom Theo Nandonley Ski said, "Top of the morning to you, gentlemen." Good morning, and good morning to everybody else who is here in chat today. Let's go ahead and jump on over to CoinMarketCap. We got a lot to cover. Right now, Bitcoin is trading at $61,600. It has gone through a corrective movement of 1.22% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum has gone through a corrective movement of 2.2% in the last 24 hours, both cryptocurrencies being down over 1% in just the last hour. We have seen quite a lot of correction going on in Bitcoin as of late, with Ethereum dropping below $3,000, which is a beautiful sight to behold. Of course, it is a much more attractive buy at $29.93 than it is at $3,900, where we were not long ago. Solana sitting at $132 as well. We have seen a major corrective movement off of the top, where Solana had originally broken above its previous all-time high. We rallied to about $90 billion this time. And now we have dropped back down to about $59 billion. The previous all-time high is $78 billion. So we are actually $20 billion below the previous all-time high. If you believe in this bull market, now is a great entry on all of these coins. Cardano is sitting in rank number 10, as basically always. It's sitting at 44 cents. Major correction there. And a lot of our other favorite cryptocurrencies and protocols have gone into large corrective movements as well. Chainlink, for example, is down 23% in the last 7 days. Internet Computer down 25% in the last 7 days. Uniswap taking a beating, down 38% in the last 7 days. This market clearly needed to correct. Is this the end of the bull market? No, I am quite confident that it's not, although, of course, we can't predict the future with perfection. What I do believe is happening here is that the cryptocurrency, and especially the altcoin market, are correcting because the stock market is correcting, and they are correcting because the run-up post-ETF approval and the lead into the halving are impacting the price of Bitcoin, which is leading to fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the entire market as a whole. We have never seen Bitcoin reach all-time high before the halving. You can see here on this weekly chart, these are the last two halvings plotted. And every time in history that we have seen Bitcoin go through a halving, Bitcoin had not returned to the previous bull market all-time high yet. For example, here in July of 2016, when we saw two halvings ago, the one that happened right before I got into crypto, about a year before I got into the space, we saw Bitcoin was sitting at $654. When we that was obviously about half of the way back to all-time high. All-time high was sitting at around 1180. So Bitcoin, after the halving, would have to rally another 80% or so and rally for almost a year to really confidently break through all-time high. Fast forward to May 11th, 2020, the first halving that I was here for because I joined the crypto space in 2017, just after the halving before the last one in 2016. Bitcoin was sitting at $9,000, and we had to more than double just to get back to all-time high. 217 days later, we would break all-time high after more than doubling post-halving. Notice that the halving and the all-time high were further apart this time than they were this time. The time frames were condensed. The 4-year halving cycle has this tendency to move to like kind of crunch into the left. On average, it's actually not a 4-year halving cycle. It's more like a 3.5-year halving cycle. And so it's getting out of sync a little bit, where now we've hit all-time high before the halving. The halving is slated to occur on Friday, which is the 19th, which is 2 days from now. This is the closest that we could get this vertical line to that. That'll be moving into next week at the end of this weekly candlestick. As you can see, we hit all-time high a little while ago. We hit all-time high back here about a month ago. And that was before the halving. Never seen that happen before. That fear is leading to quite a lot of sell-off in the cryptocurrency space. And it's not something that I want us to freak out about. It's not something that I think that we should be overly concerned about. What I do think it is something that we should look at it as is a major buying opportunity. Bitcoin went on this huge rally from $25,000 to $72,000, a 200% movement, added $1 trillion in market capitalization, largely due to the exchange-traded fund. And a lot of times what happens when the market goes into a major rally is people think that, oh man, I've got big paycheck syndrome. The market's just going to go up forever and ever and ever, and I'm making all this money, and I think it's going to continue, and it's going to be great. And I'm here to tell you that the bull market is likely not over, but a lot of the hype around the ETF being approved is. We're going to see how Bitcoin responds to the halving. But right now, Bitcoin is still very much in blue sky breakout on the weekly chart, and we need to see where Bitcoin is going to correct to build support structure. We want Bitcoin to build support structure. That is a healthy thing for it to do. It going through a corrective movement right now is one of the best things that could possibly happen for the health of the market. If we go and look up our visible range volume profile, we will see that there are quite a few different levels that we want to be looking at here. By the way, when you set up VRVP, the way that I change it from these big bulky boxes is I come in here to the gear. You can see right here. The gear. Come on, TradingView. You can do it. Sometimes it doesn't want to let you do this. All right, let me try this again. Seeing some real-time technical difficulties. All right, there we go. Pulling up the... Okay. TradingView. They've been having this problem for like 7 years. I know you can fix it. I don't know how, because I'm not a developer. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't criticize if not I don't have a solution, but clicking that button and it not doing anything has been a thing for a long time. Anyway, click the gear icon, come to row size, select 200 instead of 24, and then you're going to get a much more detailed VRVP. And the reason that I bring this up is because the VRVP is a great way to analyze support structure. Essentially, this is an indicator that shows how much trading and how much volume was traded. So it's a volumetric trading indicator. How much volume and how much trading occurred at each different individual price level on Bitcoin in the visible range. So right now it's taking into account all data going back to here, basically August of 2020, because that's where we were zoomed into. If we zoom into right here, then it will give us data going back to where the chart starts, October 10th of 2022. So if we zoom out here to incorporate the entirety of the last bull market, what we're going to see is that there is a considerable amount of support structure that is built here in between $35,000 and about $53,000. It's a little bit hard to see, and I can't exactly zoom in to show you because it would be cutting off a lot of this older data, but there's not much VRVP up here. If I kind of just draw it right here, you can see there's not a whole lot. It's when we start getting down here into this $30,000 range and $40,000 range that we start seeing a lot, and I do mean a lot, of VRVP support. So what we're seeing here is Bitcoin is going through a correction and is trying to figure out where its bottom is. And I would postulate that its bottom is going to come in somewhere in between $47,800, which is a previous local high on the ABC, on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave corrective movement that we watched lead the bear market. 1 wave, impulse wave, 2 wave, corrective wave, 1 wave, impulse wave, 2 wave, corrective wave, 3 wave, impulse wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave is exactly how we went about this bear market. If you'll notice, on the 4 right here, we set support at 25,236. Who remembers that number? I kept saying that number over and over and over again over the course of last year. 25,236. Who remembers it? Drop a 1 in chat if you remember me harping on and on and on and on and on about that specific number, 25,236. 25,236 comes from this top of this corrective wave on the impulse, from the impulse. The impulse was a bear market, right? We had 2 major corrective movements, one to the upside here, a second one to the upside here. Otherwise, the market was pretty much in one giant correction. 25,236 was this level that we set as resistance, and then Bitcoin came back and built a buttload of support on it. Forgive all of the technical terms. I know you might have to pull out a dictionary. Bitcoin fell back to that level, 25,236, twice and rode it for a while. The next level that corresponds to that same level, if you will, is right here. It's the 2. And that was a level that we set at $47,800, and then we would go on to set it as resistance on the day that the ETFs were approved. It also just so happens to be the peak of the VRVP. So, where's Bitcoin going to go? I want to be the first to tell you that it could go as low as $47,800, and that would not be a bad thing. In bull markets, it is healthy for Bitcoin to drop 30 to 40%. That would be a 35% corrective movement. And by the way, your altcoins will get absolutely eviscerated if that's what happens to Bitcoin. They will probably lose another 50% of their value. But if you have the fortitude to stay invested in them, then what's going to happen is you're going to get more excellent buying opportunities. And after we have hit bottom, and maybe Solana goes down to $80 or $100 or something, and we see this major correction that I was talking about back in January that I got mocked incessantly for, when or if we see that major corrective movement, then what's going to happen is we're going to have excellent buying opportunities. So I think that it would be wise to continue to dollar cost average for the foreseeable future, moving into these dips if your financial picture is set up correctly. What does that mean? Well, I want you to be following the financial sovereignty way, which means step 1, we choose FinSov and we discard everything else. We choose to live a life where we are under control of our finances, period, bar none. Nobody else will control them except me. And if we're married, my spouse, we will do it together. The finances serve the marriage, not the other way around. It's very important. Number 2, we're going to always live on less than we make. We cut expenses below income today. If we're living on more than we make, either 1, you hit your credit limit and you're drowning in debt, or 2, you go broke, and neither of those things are very good outcomes. So let's not live on less than we make. Let's not live on more than we make. Number 3, we have a written plan that's called a budget. Number 4, we save $2,500 for a starter emergency fund. Number 5, we pay off all of our consumer debt. Number 6, we start investing 15% of our income, our household income, into long-term investments, i.e. retirement accounts, so IRAs, 401ks, and the like, and Bitcoin can be a part of that. And these dips, this may be a great time for you to be putting some money into long-term retirement kind of savings and investments in crypto for retirement. After that, that's when we start paying off the house and making investments at the same time. And that's where we're dollar cost averaging into a bunch of altcoins because we're trying to grow our wealth. Make no mistake, if you have missed one of those steps, you need to go back and do it because you're not going to succeed with money if you skip any one of those. Okay? Cool. If you're in the right place to be dollar cost averaging, and crypto is not a lopsided portion of your entire portfolio to the point where it's stressing you out and it's just bringing a lack of peace, then that's where you can say, okay, I'm going to be buying these dips. Let's say Solana drops down even lower than it has. It's sitting on a big support level right now, 0.786. Let's say it drops down to the Fibonacci golden pocket. Could totally happen. By the way, that would be pretty similar to what we're talking about happening on Bitcoin. Let's go back to this chart that we were just on, because if we draw Fibonacci, for example here, a drop back down to just 0.786 would be $50,000. If we drop down to the Fibonacci golden pocket, that'd be a pretty large drop. But even if we drop down to 0.786, that'd be a drop down to about $50,000, which is right there at that 48K region we were talking about. Anyway, Solana, though, it is very possible that it could drop all the way down here to the Fibonacci golden pocket. I wouldn't bet on it. I'm not saying that you need to sit there and not invest until then. I think it's fine to be putting money in right now. We've gone through a major correction, so long as you believe in the long term. But I do want you to always keep cash on the side. When you're doing this kind of investing, it is important. I'm not talking about retirement accounts, by the way. I'm talking about when you're investing for wealth generation and stuff like this. It's always important to keep cash on the side. When you're maxing out your Roth IRAs and 401ks, don't worry about that. Just put money in the market and forget about it and leave it there until you retire. When you're investing for wealth generation, though, it is a good idea, in my opinion, to leave between 5 and 15% of the money that you put in on a dollar cost average or lump sum basis in cash in case you get an even better deal, so that you have options. The largest companies in the world keep about 5 to 15% of their entire market cap in cash. For example, Apple has about a $3 billion market capitalization. They've got hundreds of billions of dollars, yes, really, in cash. In cash, as in dollars and pounds and euros, in denarii, whatever cash, right? It's in cash. So keep some in cash. I'm not saying deploy all of it right now. It'd be foolish to deploy all of your cash right now. But it's not a bad idea to start dollar cost averaging if you're not already and you've already gone through all those steps. And if you have a great degree of confidence in the thing that you're investing in. All right. All right, guys, we are going to continue right along here, but I do want to let you know that today's stream is brought to you in part by NordVPN. If you've not already, make sure to go to nordvpn.com/Jeb and sign up for a 2-year plan so that you can protect yourself while you are browsing online. Big shout out to Nord. I really appreciate them for sponsoring the channel, because I want you guys to be safe and secure and invisible while you browse online. So make sure to go to nordvpn.com/Jeb and sign up for a 2-year plan today with the link in the description box down below. Let's read some chat. That massive drop you're talking about is the normal. Exactly. That's my point, OG Crypto. Even if we dropped all the way down to $48,000, that'd be a normal drop for a bull market. We've not seen a quote-unquote normal drop. We've been seeing a bunch of 20% drops. Last bull market and the bull market before that, we were dropping 30 or 40% every once in a while. So we don't want to get freaked out over that. Nathan Trades donated $2. Thank you so much. Said, God bless, and Bitcoin to $50,000 to load up. That would be absolutely great. All right. Crypto Mini Bike said, if you would kindly smash the likes, please. Absolutely. Let's hit that like button. I really appreciate all of you for tuning in. DJ said, hello, Jeb. Greetings from Holland. Greetings to Holland. Greetings to Holland. Ben's Adventure said, hi, watching from Ohio. Shout out to Ohio. I appreciate you for tuning in. All right. Cool. Harmony Hill Homestead said, morning, y'all. Morning back. All right, let's go ahead and look down CoinMarketCap. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about here. First and foremost is, let's see if I can find it down here, is Caspa. Caspa's gone through a pretty large correction as well. It's sitting at 11 cents. The last year has been very bullish for Caspa, obviously. It hadn't even been around for a year, actually. So the last, excuse me, it has, but mainly the last year has been very bullish on Caspa, because that's about the length of how long it's been around. It's been around a little bit longer than that. But we hit an all-time high recently of 18 cents. We've dropped down to less than 12, which in my understanding, I believe that gives us a great buying opportunity for this coin. If you don't know about Caspa, it's a coin that's trying to take on Litecoin. And generally, my counsel is, if there's a certain type of protocol or a certain type of product in the cryptocurrency space, like for example Chainlink, then pick the big dog, because they've got the adoption, they've got the enthusiasm, they've got they've got everything they need to succeed, and it's going to be hard to take them on. or, for example, Ethereum. Make sure you buy Ethereum. Don't buy Solana and Cardano and Avalanche, and don't buy Ethereum. That would be foolish. You want to bet on the winner. Don't buy Litecoin and don't buy Bitcoin, and neglect to buy Bitcoin. Buy the big dog, and then if you want to diversify out, then sure, buy its competition, but buy the big dog first. Caspa and Litecoin are the exception to that rule, because Litecoin has really kind of just been left in the dust by the technological innovation in cryptocurrency in the last 7 years. 7 years ago, guys, we had stuff going on like Bitcoin Cash and stuff going on like, Ethereum, these very basic rudimentary protocols compared to what we have today. And Ethereum's obviously doing very well because it's managed to keep up with the times. Litecoin has not, though. Litecoin's original vision was 1 quarter the block time, 4 times the coins. So essentially, have 84 million coins instead of 21 million coins. Have the same halving schedule. Have a 2.5 minute block time instead of a 10-minute block time. And because of the quadrupling of the circulating supply, and because of the quartering of the block time, it would now become silver to Bitcoin's gold. Well, the problem with that is being a daily driver currency is not just as simple as having a slightly faster block time. I like it that Litecoin has a faster block time, but there's just about everything in crypto nowadays has a faster block time than 2.5 freaking minutes, right? Pretty much every protocol other than Bitcoin has a block time faster than that. I remember when I was in 3rd grade, and I had this after-school program that I went to, and there was this one kid, they would take roll call, and they'd say, present, 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 and this one kid, he would always say president, right? Instead of saying present, he would always say president, and everybody would laugh and think it's funny, and it's hilarious. Well, you know what happened? One day I got up the nerve. This is a true story. I was like 7 years old. I got up the nerve to say president also, because I want to see what would happen. And you know what they told me to do? They told me, go stand in the corner. You're trying to steal his thunder. They didn't use those exact words. But I'm not kidding. I had to go stare at concrete blocks for the next 10 minutes. You know why? For the same reason that Litecoin is failing where Bitcoin is succeeding. Bitcoin's quirkiness is succeeding because it was the original. That kid's quirkiness succeeded because he came up with it. It was original. Bitcoin's quirkiness of having a 10-minute block time and being proof of work works because it's so mass adopted. It was first. The same way that kid was first. Litecoin has had to go stand in the metaphorical corner for the last 5 years because it's been left behind. Caspa, on the other hand, realizes that there's a way to do what Litecoin set out to do without just changing a couple of the numbers in the back-end code. And by the way, guys, remember, we are not sponsored by any coin. I talk about a bunch of different coins that interest me. I will never take a coin sponsorship. I just think it's interesting what Caspa is doing, and I think that this corrective movement is a movement that is interesting. So in short, TLDR, generally, buy the biggest coin in a certain category first, and then if you want to diversify out, buy something else. In this case, this is like the one exception. Don't buy Litecoin just because it's more valuable. It's only more valuable because it's been around longer and because it was one of the OG altcoins. It was like literally the first altcoin. If you go back in snapshots here, I love that CoinMarketCap keeps all of this for history. You go to historical snapshots, April 28th, 2013, Litecoin's right there. It was the OG altcoin back in the day when you had Peercoin, Namecoin, TerraCoin, DevCoin, NovaCoin, and Bitcoin, and that was it. Back in the day, man. Litecoin is the OG altcoin. It's been around for a decade, man. Charlie Lee has been on the map for longer than the average user of Minecraft has been alive, right? So, I love Litecoin. It'll always hold a special place in my heart, but that doesn't mean I'm going to invest in it. Cool. Just want to talk about that for a second. All right, let's read some chat. Caspa has 10 blocks per second on testnet, meaning that it has 3,000 TPS. On with instant settlement and confirmation. With Bitcoin security, this is the vision of Satoshi Nakamoto at CryptoJeb. Right? All right, guys. I also do want to give a shout-out, a major shout-out, to Vault by Uphold. I told you guys about them yesterday. Just in brief, if you are trying to self-custody cryptocurrency, then Vault is the absolute best place to go and do it because they will give you instant access to trading while having the security of being self-custodied. And if you lose a key, then they have the ability to regenerate the key. But since you have to have 2 keys to get into your vault, Uphold can never get into your vault, neither can anybody else. But if you lose a key, then Uphold has the ability to give you a key to regenerate it. But since they only ever have the one, then they can't actually get into the wallet, so it's completely self-custody. So very, very, very great product. Very excited for them to be brought on as a sponsor. Shout out to Vault by Uphold, so make sure to check them out with the link in the description box down below. All right. Let's read some chat. Travis Michael said, now I'm going to hurt Tom Crown's feelings. Why am I going to hurt Tom Crown's feelings? What happened? Oh my goodness. Hi, Jeb. Love your videos, man. Hi from Brazil. Hello to you, Joel Stenberg. Hello. All right. So yes, ultimately, at the end of the day, what I'm most excited about is the fact that we have the opportunity to make a lot of money in the cryptocurrency space and build wealth the right way, especially right now on this major corrective movement. I'm not saying that we're going to $47,000 or $48,000, to be clear. Right now, I'm looking at whether or not Bitcoin's going to hold 60. What I am saying is that $48,000 is possible, and even as we speak, right now, Bitcoin is breaking below market structure that we have been attempting to hold for the last several weeks. There is a major correction going on in crypto, and it is a long time coming. We have needed to see this kind of corrective movement for a while. So my next major target would be about 53K on Bitcoin. For the time being, I'm hoping that we're going to hold $60,000. But if we start breaking below $60,000, then I think 53 is in the cards. So not calling 53 yet, but if we start breaking below 60, then that is the next level that I'm expecting that we are going to go to. Now, let's also just keep in mind, guys, that these corrections are healthy, that Bitcoin needed a reset, and after the halving occurs and everything goes off without a hitch, and the volatility shakes itself out, then we're going to be in good shape. Ethereum is sitting at $2,954. That's a major correction from the $4,000 that it was at not too long ago. So some great entries down here if you're looking to load up more bags. Definitely something I would consider doing. All right, let's read a little bit more chat here. Much more alpha if Bitcoin plays out that way. Bitcoin would only be a 21% return back to all-time high. Yes, I certainly hope that Bitcoin does go through a major correction. I absolutely hope that it does so that we can have some buy the dip territory. Guys, I do also want to let you know, last but not least, that we have brought on, as I said, Crypto.com as a sponsor, so make sure to check them out. You already know who they are. They have over 80 million users worldwide. I highly recommend that you guys dollar cost average in on a consistent basis into the cryptocurrency space. The Crypto.com app is a great place to do that, and if you sign up with the link in the description box down below, you'll be getting access to all kinds of goodies, like a very, very easy-to-use user interface where you are able to buy your cryptocurrency on a consistent basis, so make sure to check out Crypto.com with the link in the description box down below. All right, I'll read a little bit more chat and then we're going to wrap it out here. Godspeed, Jeb in chat, said Enrique Suave. Thank you very much. Godspeed to you as well. Godspeed to you as well. All right, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. It has, as always, been an absolute blast. We are going to wrap it out. I do want you guys to always remember that when we follow the laws of money and when we get control over our lives and when we are financially sovereign, our life's going to be better. If you're ever needing motivation, just think about all the generational curses that are in your family. Think the last 2 generations. What is some of the trauma or some of the evil that your family has done or been done to it in the last 2 generations? Your parents and your grandparents, your in-laws' parents and your grandparent in-laws. Think about that. What kind of pain has there been? What kind of injustice has been done to your family or been done by your family, however it may go? And what is a way that we can put an end to that in our generation, in our life, and say, this stops with me. It ran in the family till it ran into me. How can we do that? That's what I try and think about all the time. I am going to wrap it out. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good